All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another case study. We like to do these often with a lot of our members, a lot of our personal mentees. And today, I got a man that I think has set a record in my mentee group as far as most deals closed in 1 week. I think it's only been like 4 days. But anyways, let me go ahead and welcome on no further my guy, Frank Torbert. How you doing, Frank?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. So, before all this real estate wholesaling, what was your background? Did you have any real estate experience before?
None whatsoever. Referee, I do a corporate, 9 to 5, working in the health system as well. Family man, none of that.
Gotcha. Okay. So, you got interested in getting into the wholesaling game. And the thing about it is that where are you located?
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right. So, before you got into, my mentorship program, did you watch any YouTube videos before, or did you, do any? Okay.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of your YouTube videos, just learned about, who you were, and then signed up for as far as getting some emails from you, and your webinar kind of really stood out the most. Okay. But before I even joined, I mean, that was like, months, and I would talk it over with other people about you, and just doing research on you, making sure this is not like a scam or something like that. Right. I had to do my due diligence, Chris. I'm sorry, man. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I was still scared to pull the trigger. Even after all the information that I had, I was like, I don't know, this ain't for me.
Yeah. So before we get into talking about the deals, let's talk about, okay, so you joined the mentorship program, and like you said, you was nervous, but you went ahead and invested in yourself. But you definitely had some hiccups. You definitely had some different things that you had to go through as far as barriers, which I feel like everybody, has to in the business. So let's kind of talk about a little bit of some of the challenges you had just starting off.
Yeah. Starting off was just, learning the system first, when you learning the language too, from ringless voicemails, and you saying RBM, like, what is that? From text messages, just understanding, how to set myself up first, right? Before just diving in and just calling somebody saying, hey, you want to sell your house, I can help you out, right? That was challenging, but your videos, that you set forth, I didn't watch them once, twice. It was like 10, 12 times, and my daughter is like, man, you're watching this guy all the time. I'm like, I'm just trying to make it. How they trying to make it? And that was key for me, because I needed somebody to show me. I'm a very visual person, so if you can show it to me, I'll pick it up very quickly. But if you're just talking, I can't grasp it that well.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So perfect. So you get started, you're doing your marketing. Let's talk about let's talk about all three deals, man, because at the end of the day, closing three deals in 1 week is amazing. A lot of people don't even do that. That's even seasoned. So
yeah.
So how'd you find these deals?
So the very first one, Chris, was my friend of mine. He reached out to me. He's a wholesaler as well. He's in the real estate. Okay. And he just said, hey, Frank, I know you're starting off in this, and, I would love to work with you. If here's basically a dead lead, and if you can get him on the phone, then great, we'll go half on everything. Right. So I'm like, all right, great. Well, I got nothing else to do. Right. And that's my first actual lead, somebody wants to sell their house. And the next thing you know, I tried to call, tried to text, everything, he wasn't picking up. And then one day, actually, I was like, maybe this guy is just a guy who gets up first thing in the morning, right? Because I was calling him at nighttime, 4:00 and beyond. And so I just hit him up one morning. He finally picks up. Older gentleman. He off the bat, he's just like, 65. You got 65 right now? And I'm like, hello first,
Right.
And so we go through the spill, and I guess he had a lot of frustration built up in him. But one of my key strengths, I think, for myself is just really relating to somebody, and
Right.
also just being a person to talk to. So he got all his frustration out on me, and I didn't get mad or anything like that, but he just needed somebody to vent to.
Mm.
And then next thing you know, we go through some other hiccups because he didn't believe I was he kept calling me a wholesaler, and he doesn't want
Oh,
to deal with wholesalers, that whole forth. And so I said, okay, man, well, I'm an investor and I work with other investors. I would like to kind of still help you out in your situation.
right.
So instead of me kind of just, bugging him about the money, I started asking him about his family and why he actually needs this money.
Mm.
Why are you even selling this? And so I found out he has 3 sons. His oldest son is getting married, and he wants them to get into real estate. And basically, that's the one that's getting married. That's going to be a wedding present,
Right.
right? And so I was able to relate to him, saying like, my daughter, I want to get her into real estate as well, even though she's young.
Right.
When she graduates from college, I want her to have 2 or 3 houses set up for her
Mm.
already too. So that kind of really broke him down, his guard down, and allowed for me to kind of really work with him. Um, so we were able to get that done. It took a while because there was so many things wrong. His tax information, stuff like that was a challenge, with the title company.
Mm.
But he still stuck with me, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that he went through this before, wasn't contacting, was taking advantage of him. He said, he was just kind of really opening up to me. And he was like, you're the first person who took a genuine interest, in me and my family and things like that. And you truly want to help me. And I
That's
was like,
what I'm
that's what I'm
building
here to
for.
do.
So that's what I want people to highlight right there, is that you became relatable. You became more like a friend with her. And so, people always say, business is business and personal is personal, but it's not necessarily true. When you have that personal touch with somebody in the sense of having a conversation, that's what's going to allow people to open up and say, okay, yeah, we can do business together because now I actually
Right.
trust you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he got a chance to meet like my, my daughter. We had to go pick up a key because he didn't have any extra keys. And then he was going out of town, and I had my daughter with me. And I was like, hey, hon, I want you to meet somebody, She's like, who is this dude? I'm like, hey, you just got to have our back, okay?
Right.
But, they built a good relationship too. And so he knew me and I knew him. And that's why I made the transition so smooth.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
So the first deal, how much did you make on the first deal?
Let me see. That was a little over 4,000.
Okay. And then we're going to get too heavy in the details of the next 2 deals, but the second deal, was it a different owner?
A different owner, correct.
Okay, so different owner. I know everybody's going to want to know what type of list did you go after to get that lead?
So absentee owner.
Okay.
Yep.
Simple.
Yep, simple. Absentee owner, vacant houses. Again, it was real simple. This guy actually he moved from Pittsburgh all the way out to Massachusetts, and was in a situation with a divorce and all that. And he had a house, back here in Pittsburgh. So that's how I got that.
Okay, so the second deal, how much did you make on that one?
That one was a little over 5,000.
Okay, perfect. So you had what, like 9,000-10,000-ish, give or take?
Yeah.
Then this third deal that you actually closed today at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
This deal here, which was your most profitable one, how much did you make on this one?
Little over 9,000.
Wow. So you're close to about $20,000 in, and you still got what? How many more deals left?
I got 3 more, and I just got a contract last night.
Wow, man, that is amazing. So one thing I want to say, that I'm proud about you is that sometimes what happens with people is that they get content, or they only fall in love with one property because they're like, okay, I can kind of ease up because that one's going to get ready to close.
Right.
Obviously, you took a different approach and said, no, let's keep going. Like you said, you just locked up something last night, you know?
Mhm.
And so tell me, what has been your mindset on keeping you hungry?
Losing, man. I'm a
Mm,
competitor, and once I put, you know, my mind to something, it's just like kind of like just competing against everybody else that's doing this and
gotcha.
just not giving up. So that's why I was able to. I know I got that one, and I could have stopped, like you said, but it was like, nah, because I don't know what's going to happen,
Right.
with that situation. And even though I got that second one, I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. So I'm trying to line them all up, and if all of them knock down, hey, that's a blessing right there. But if not, at least I got a backup for another
Mm,
backup.
I like that. I like that. All right. So, um, for anybody that's watching this, man, that's been on the fence, that's been considering, maybe joining the mentorship program, what advice would you give them?
Oh man, there's a lot of people just like me. Take the chance. To be honest with you, I never thought in a million years I'd be talking to you or be doing real estate. To be honest with you, but it was something that was like, okay, this is a nice way to make some income on top of everything else that I'm doing. But I would definitely say take a chance, be humble, open your eyes to there's other things out there that you can do, to provide for your family, things like that, or whatever your motivation is. And just listen, attend the classes, talk to Chris. You're going to get on his nerves a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's always there. He answers every single question. And everybody in the group is just so helpful. So I thank everybody.
Perfect, perfect, man. Well, I appreciate you coming to this call, Frank.
Yeah.
And definitely, man, I'm excited for you, man, because I know this is just the beginning. You already setting records in the mentorship programs already. So I know, like I said, I know it's just the beginning, man. I can't wait till these other deals close as well for you, man.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Thank you again for everything.
Appreciate it.